Man, alt arts were amazing, weren't they? I mean, I know that we have SIRs, but I really think they should bring back alt arts. There was something more special about them. Hello, Poke Posse. I'm PokéThrillz Tyler, and welcome back to the PokéThrillz Studio. Please consider joining the Thrills by hitting that subscribe button, giving this video a like, and consider becoming a member and enjoying some amazing perks. Now, and today we're going to be talking about something pretty darn fun, if you ask me. We're going to be talking about the most underrated alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series. I was going to start off this little thing with doing the most overrated Sword and Shield alternate arts, but I didn't want to piss you all off too much, so right away. So we're going to be doing the top 5 most underrated alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series, in my personal opinion. And I don't really feel like there's any alternate arts that are really necessarily underrated or looked down on, but there are at least 5 alternate arts that are not praised enough, and I'm going to be talking about these top 5 right now. So let's get into it right meow. Right, and I did love alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series. I love them. I adore them. I do think that they're better than the SIRs that we have now, and it had a little bit of a, because illustration rares I feel like are just as cool as SIRs. There was nothing like alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series. So when you pulled the alternate art from the Sword and Shield series, it felt crazier. You know what I mean? I know you understand me, right? Anyways, we're gonna be starting from number 5 and going down to number 1. Number 1 will be the most underrated alternate art from the Sword and Shield series. You know, and this is all again based off my opinion. But number 5, we're starting the Unknown from Silver Tempest. Now this card is so cool in my opinion. It's such a really awesome alternate art. If you haven't watched this kind of series that I've been doing lately, I talk about how I want the card to kind of tell a story, and the Unknown, this card definitely does tell a story. It has a lot of really cool, bright, vibrant colors in it. You know, it's just a cool art, and it just gets looked past by the Lugia, which doesn't have the kind of vibrant, bright colors like the Unknown does. And the Unknown, I think the card sells for like around $10 raw. So that is absolutely nuts to me, and definitely why I think it makes the top 5 most underrated alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series. I feel like this should be at least like a, in my personal opinion, like a $30 card. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really cool alternate art, but Silver Tempest doesn't get the representation of being a great set from the Sword and Shield series, so I feel like it gets knocked down on that aspect of it. And just with the fact that, you know, when you think Silver Tempest, you only think the Lugia, you don't think the Unknown from the set. And the Unknown's a little bit more special to me too, because my kid at the very first card party actually pulled the Unknown from during one of the pack battles during card party, and so and that made him win the battle, so that was kind of special to me. So I think the Unknown gets a little bit more of a bonus point just for that aspect of my son pulling that at card party. But nonetheless, I don't think anyone can argue that this card isn't really cool art, and a really cool, beautiful card. So that's why it's number 5. All right, number 4. And now we're already jumping up pretty big. We're going with Palkia from Astral Radiance. This is such a cool card. There's so much going on. It's like a Palkia in kind of like what it reminds me of, like a mirror maze. You know what I mean? Like, you know, those mirror mazes you see them at like the carnivals or festivals a lot. It's just a really cool card, and it's got like so much different patterns. There's just so much going on in it, to the point where it's kind of messy but also not messy, if that makes sense, if you're understanding what I'm trying to put off here. But it's such a really cool card. I actually pulled this card myself, so that makes it a little bit special. But Palkia is so cool, and it gets drowned out by the Dialga, which I think the Dialga is a really cool card. It has a lot of vibrant colors, but it doesn't tell a story as much as the Palkia. And then there's the Machamp, which the Machamp is, in my opinion, probably my favorite card from the my favorite alt art from the Sword and Shield series. But that card, the Machamp, just overshadows the Palkia so much, and I think the Dialga even holds more value than the Palkia. So Palkia, in my opinion, is just such an underestimated card because they have the Dialga and they have the Machamp, and everyone kind of looks past the Palkia. The Palkia, I think, is like roughly around. I haven't even looked up these prices as I'm talking. They'll be popping up with the card in the video as you've been seeing, but I think the value of it is like around $15–20 raw. So not a crazy expensive card. Doesn't hold the value of like the Dialga or the Machamp from the set, or even most alt arts from the Sword and Shield series. The card is has so much going on that but to the point where it's like not messy or too much, and it's just like it's such a cool design artwork. Like the artwork, the graphic design on this card is just so cool in my opinion. It's like I said, it just reminds me kind of like the mirror mazes that you would see at like the amusement parks, whatever. But that's why it's at number 4 for me. Like I feel like it gets a little bit of reputation, but it does definitely is underrated compared to the other alternate arts from the same set. All right, number 3, we're going with Celebi from Fusion Strike, or should I say Fusion Strike? Yeah, I'm not CTR, but I can't do that as well. Now this card, a lot of people argue that it's got a lot of reputation because of CTR, but the fact is this card is still not having the values at all compared to like the Mew VMAX alt art or even the Mew V alt art, and then of course the Gengar VMAX alt art. That card is holding like, I think that card's going for still like $150–200 raw. So Celebi is way down on the list. If I remember right, I think it's like a $20 card right now, raw. So there's so many other alternate arts that are rated above the Celebi from this set, even with CTR repping the Celebi so much. But this card is beautiful. Like the purpley pink background and the Celebi kind of like flying through the air with a tree on this side to kind of like take up voided space. Like the card is so cool. The design work on it is so cool. Like again, like the Palkia, has very, very cool graphic design in my opinion. Just a beautiful card. Tells a story. You know, it's not just a messy plain background. Like the whole scenery at least tells us a story. Celebi is bold enough on the card. Celebi's not too small, so where it gets drowned out by the background or anything. Like Celebi is dominant on the card. Such a cool card, such a beautiful card. And I know Celebi is CTR's favorite Pokemon, so I get kind of why CTR is going for it, but CTR literally is going for, in my opinion, one of the best alternate arts from the set. Like, in my opinion, I would probably put Celebi as my personal favorite alternate art from Fusion Strike. Like, Gengar is cool, but Gengar is a fan favorite, and I feel like that is a lot of why the popularity. Like, it's a cool card, and I love the Gengar alt art, but I feel like it is a fan favorite, and that's why it's the number 1. But the Mews are cool as well, but in my opinion, Celebi's card tells more of a story than the Mews, so that's why Celebi is number 3 on the most underrated alternate arts from the Sword and Shield series. All right, number 2, we got Zorora from Chilling Reign. Now, Chilling Reign, one of my least favorite sets from the Sword and Shield series. Very cool cards, but the pull rates on Chilling Reign is just horrendous. Like, the pull all art is so freaking hard. I've opened up so much Chilling Reign, multiple booster boxes, and I have only pulled one alt art from Chilling Reign, and that was Aurora. And it was technically my dad on this channel during Profit and Pain. But still, this card is absolutely beautiful. I love the Pokemon below, like the Sneasel that's there. Like, and it's just like reaching out. They're hiking through this snowy mountain range. Like, such a cool looking card. The colors are very vibrant. The artwork, again, splendid artwork. Like the these alt art series, like the artists went all out on these alt arts, like, and that's most of them. And I will talk about some of them when I'm talking about my most overrated. But the alt artworks are just crazy in the Sword and Shield series, and Zorora is one of the best arts in my opinion. Like this card is so cool looking, and just a beautiful card. Lots of cool colors. Just this, but the main thing I think with Zorora that really makes it the number 2 most overrated or underrated, I'm sorry, cards is because the artwork that tells a story. Like this card tells a story so well, and it's so underrated because Chilling Reign has the Blaziken alt art and the Moltres alt art and the Articuno alt art, the Zapdos alt art. Like so many alt arts are in Chilling Reign. And actually I did pull the Zapdos alt art, so that was a lie. I pulled 2 alt arts from Chilling Reign, but so many alternate arts that are rated over or ranked over the Zorora. So like this card is at the bottom of the total poll because they have so many alternate arts in Chilling Reign. And I feel like Zorora is my personal favorite alternate art in Chilling Reign. It is, like, hands down. I'm not a big fan of the Blaziken. I'm not a big fan of the Moltres at all. Zorora, absolutely beautiful card. Tells such a great story, and there's so many alt arts from Chilling Reign that don't tell a story as well as the Zorora. So again, it being my favorite alt art from Chilling Reign makes it number 2. All right, the number 1 underrated alternate art from the Sword and Shield series, and we're going with the very first alternate art to enter the Sword and Shield series, which is Tyranitar from Battle Styles. Now, there's a reason why this one is number 1, and I know a lot of you are thinking, well, that is the best pull from Battle Styles, which is true. Tyranitar is the best pull from Battle Styles, but that Tyranitar introduced alt arts to the world during the Sword and Shield series. So after that, Pokemon went balls out. You know, they went balls out with the alternate arts from the during the Sword and Shield series. They were the alternate arts were just getting crazier and crazier, and every set was getting more and more alternate arts introduced. So like Battle Styles had 1 alternate art, just 1, and that was Tyranitar. Right? If I'm not mistaken, Tyranitar was the one and only alternate art from Battle Styles. But now I'm second guessing myself. But after that, I think it was after Battle Styles. Was it Chilling Reign after Battle Styles? I don't remember. But anyways, like I was saying, the Tyranitar would introduce alternate arts to the world, and then Pokemon just started making so many alt arts, just throwing in tons and tons of alt arts into the sets. And the artwork was just getting crazier and crazier. And I absolutely love this Tyranitar. It tells a great story with Tyranitar sleeping in the forest after just snacking all day. Like, it's way better than a lot of the alt arts from the later sets that came out later, in my opinion. I pulled this Tyranitar, so it holds a little bit something special to me, but I feel like this Tyranitar deserves to be number 1 and the most underrated because it introduced alt arts to the world. And if we didn't have this Tyranitar alt art, possibly we would have never had any of the other alt arts that we have now from the Sword and Shield series. So, no beef sets, like Moonbreon maybe never came a thing. Like all the evolution alt arts from Evolving Skies maybe never came a thing, you know? Charizard alt arts maybe would never came a thing from like Brilliant Stars, you know? Tyranitar kind of started it all, and when it comes to alt arts, it is looked down on, you would say, or like, you know, it's not thought of as much as all the other ones that we get from like Brilliant Stars or Evolving Skies, Chilling Reign, you know, Fusion Strike. So with Tyranitar starting it all for us, in my opinion, is the number 1 most underrated card, alternate art card from the Sword and Shield series. Alright, if you all like this video, please let me know in the comments below. If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments below. If there's some alternate arts that you think that I left out of the top 5 that are most underrated, let me know in the comments below. But I appreciate you all tuning in and watching and listening to me blabble about my personal opinions. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, love you, bye.